life that fits.
Good evening. We are coming on the air with breaking news here in the United States and overseas. Out west, a judge ordering that the Trump administration is blocked from deploying the California National Guard in Los Angeles, but allowing time for the White House to appeal until noon tomorrow. And in the Middle East, Israel launching what it's calling a preemptive strike on Iran's nuclear program. And we've got Richard Engel, NBC's Richard Engel, joining us now live. Richard, we just heard from the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu. He is calling this, the Iranian nuclear threat, an existential threat to the state of Israel. What are we seeing play out tonight?
So Israel just carried out a surprise attack against Iran. According to the Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, Israel used dozens of Israeli Air Force jets to carry out dozens of strikes all across Iran, including on Iran's nuclear facilities. Prime Minister Netanyahu issued a statement. He spoke in English, and he said that this is potentially just the beginning, that Israel is willing to operate militarily against Iran for as long as it takes to curb its nuclear ambitions, to prevent it from developing a nuclear weapon. He said that Iran is close to developing a nuclear weapon and that it is an existential threat to Israel. And now Israel is bracing with a state of emergency, activating its military, activating its defenses, anticipating that Iran will launch some sort of military response, potentially with drones, potentially with missiles. So Israel has struck, describing it as preemptively, now bracing for an Iranian response, as Prime Minister Netanyahu says he's willing to keep going.
And as you've been reporting, Richard, all of this comes amid somewhat of a thawing of tensions between Iran and possibly the Trump administration. What's going to happen now?
So there had been this diplomatic process underway. Many were surprised by this attack because the negotiations between Iran and the Trump administration appeared to have been going well. There were, and still are at this very moment, although they're likely to be canceled, negotiations being held between the Trump administration and Iran set for just this weekend. There had been disagreements. There had been disagreements particularly over Iran's ability, Iran's right to enrich uranium domestically instead of just receiving nuclear fuel. But those negotiations, those were disputes that were part of the negotiated process. Now we're entering a military conflict. We are now entering a different phase of this discussion, this effort to stop Iran from having a nuclear weapon. The reason this is happening right now is because Iran is much weaker than it used to be. Iran has lost its military might. It has lost its allies, its proxies in the region. It no longer has the ability to launch as much power, to project as much power through Hezbollah, through the Houthis, who've also been weakened. And Prime Minister Netanyahu has been pushing for a military strike because Iran is diminished militarily right now, which is the same reason that the Trump administration was pushing for negotiations, seeing Iran's weakness as an opportunity either for a military strike or for negotiations.
And now we will await to see what happens and whether we see a retaliatory strike. Tonight remains to be seen. NBC's Richard Engel, thank you so much. I also want to turn to the other news of the evening. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez joins us now. Gabe, do you know what the latest is with this Trump ruling here in the United States?
Well, Gotti, a lot of breaking news here at the White House, not just the Israeli strikes on Iran, but we'll pivot now to what just happened in the last several minutes, where a Judge Charles Breyer out in California has just blocked the Trump administration from deploying the National Guard in California. Of course, that is hugely significant, but the judge is also pausing his own order until tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern time to give both sides time to appeal. Now, Gotti, this is, of course, hugely significant as the Trump administration sent National Guard members and troops to Los Angeles. This is just happening, and we're waiting to get any sort of reaction from the White House over the next few moments, Gotti.
Gabe Gutierrez, thank you so much. So much news happening tonight. And for now, we're going to rejoin our regularly scheduled program.